Welcome. This is a short little demo of using Audacity and some guidelines of how to use it for the project we have assigned, our first digital audio project. The first thing you'll probably want to do is to add or record a new audio track. You can add it up there, or you can just hit record and it will automatically create a new audio track. You can get rid of tracks by clicking the little X that's in the corner by each track. At the beginning, make sure your project is set for 48 kilohertz, and then we should be ready to go. Your audio input should be working off of microphone 1. And to record a sound, make sure you try resonant sounds. Like, for instance, here's the sound of a quarter dropping near the microphone. Now, that has a nice resonant sound. Let's see what it looks like if we record it. So we're going to hit the record button. And notice what I did. I left a few seconds of silence before and after. You want that so you're able to trim the sound down and get rid of the extraneous room noise. Now, in order to edit this properly, we want to zoom in, which is Command 1 as a keyboard shortcut. So I can just hit Command 1 and highlight all this extraneous stuff from before the sound and delete it. And then I want to remember to add that little fade in at the beginning so that it's a nice 0. And then when we look at the end of it, I can find out where the sound really stops. Right there was about where it ended, so I'm going to delete the rest of this and then put a nice little fade out on that. So we have a nice sound here of lots of bits to go with. We could take just this initial little bounce, and let's say we want to listen to that and play around with that. Remember, once something is highlighted, you can use the keyboard shortcuts for Command Copy, New, and Paste to get a new place to work with those. So we could do Command Copy, New, Paste, and there's our new sound file. Command 1 zooms in a little bit. And we have a fade in at the beginning, but remember, we do need to put a fade out at the end of this in order to make it work. Let's find out where we want it to end. Okay, so let's say I want to get rid of this stuff at the end. I can trim this out and then just add a real quick little fade out at the end. Now I know I have a nice, clean, original sound here to start working with. And so I can copy this and go back into my original document here. Let's add a new audio track, and let's just mute this original one so we can just play around, and let's add 2 or 3 new ones. You can also do this with Command Shift N to add a new mono track. So I'm going to put in the original first, paste, and let's say we want that in the center. And then we'll make this channel be left and this one far right, and now we can start having some fun. So I can paste it in. One of the effects that we want to work with is reverse. So that'll create a nice sound. Yeah, that's kind of cool, and in fact that might even make a nice loop. So I can hit Copy. If you press the right arrow, it moves it to the end of that sound file. So right now the cursor is right at the end of this, and hit Paste, 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 right arrow, paste, right arrow, paste, right arrow, paste. And that'll form a nice loop. If I want to do all 4 of these, I can highlight all 4, do Copy, right arrow, paste, right arrow, paste, right arrow, paste, and suddenly I've got about 15 seconds worth of nice little looping. Okay. So we'll just reduce it a little bit more, and that's going on. And now underneath it, let's say we want to have, after that loop gets started in the other speaker, we want to have that same, we'll just delete it down to just this one. So I'll highlight this, copy, move it down here, paste, and then now you see it's kind of reversed in its format. I want to put it forward, so I'll reverse it again, and now we're going to do something like change speed, which will change the pitch and the time. Now here's where it's fun because I can reduce it down to 99%. Pro Tools only lets you go down by 25% because it says, well, anything after that is going to be gross, and why would you ever want to do that? Yuck. So we're going to be extreme and creative and bring it way down. You can always click preview to hear the first 3 seconds, which isn't too much, but if I hit OK, wow, now we've got a pretty nice long sound file here. I'm going to solo it so I just hear that one. Ooh. There's some nice resonance happening there, isn't there? Let's take it and see what happens if we do that. Copy that. I'm going to paste it now again. And this time, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to change the speed and lower it by another 90%. Whoa, there we go. Here it comes. Yeah, now you'll notice right here, if we zoom in on this, we're going to see that it's pretty close to the top. In fact, look at that top one right there. Is it clipping? It's round. That's good. If it were clipped, it would be looking like this. I'm going to take that and amplify it, and I'm going to make it louder than normal. And notice I'm going to allow it to clip and put it up a little bit above, and notice what happens. Oh my gosh, it went over 100%, and you get a, hear that noise? Yeah, that's clipping. We hit Command Z to undo that. You do not want any clipping on this project. And so here we go. We've got a real nice project getting started with a loop, and we've got that long sound. We're going to make this one just a little bit left of center, this one a little bit right of center. I'm going to even take out that original, and we'll have it begin with the original down there. And we're going to now double click a file to select it, then copy it, come up here, select in a track, and paste it in that track. We can then take that sound and have some fun with it, like changing the pitch, raise it up to an E, or you can just bend it and make it out of tune to whatever you want it to be. That's the fun part. And we can have it echo back and forth. We can also take that and copy it, and right at the end of it, paste it and reverse it. And so we get a nice kind of a mirror image sound there that'll be kind of cool. And so within a few minutes, I've already got another one when you're done. But you can gradually start building up your project into as many tracks as you want, but remember the minimum requirements that are on there for the assignment, and make sure you experiment with cutting and pasting and reverse, changing the envelope, which you can highlight and change the amplitude and have a lot of fun with. You can also come down to here, and we've got the waveform, and when you click on the envelope tool, this lets you set the envelope of the piece. You click in the middle to give a new insertion point, and I can change the attack, sustain, decay, and release if I want to of a sound. and that's using this one up here, the envelope tool. The pencil tool is for changing samples. You don't want to do that for this one. You'll create noise. To select part of a sound file, use the selection tool, or to grab the whole sound chunk and move it, use the selection tool with the arrows on the center. That should be enough to get you started. Have fun, find some really interesting sounds, and do some extreme changes to them to see what happens. Enjoy.